You are the center of the Commonwealth. That's the bottom line. You're the center of it. And I am spending so much time making sure you get why you're the center of it, why you're so important. You are so important to us. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you look like, what language you speak, male or female. You are part of this ecosystem that's being built right now. So Martin, why am I a big part of it? You're simply a big part of it because you inspire transformation. You are you're the inspiration for us transforming. There's something inside of you that we all need. You change us. You in your perfect form challenge us. You in your perfect form support us, educate us, make us rich, make us tolerable, make us kind. So you being the center of the Commonwealth is super important to me. Really. Think about this. Every prosperous movement has one thing in common. Every prosperous movement has one thing in common. Leaders who inspire others to change. Just think about it for a second. Every revival, every revolution, every breakthrough, everything that changed in history wasn't just about an idea. It was about a person who embodied an idea, a person who changed, a person who gave others permission to do the same. Somebody stood up and changed. Someone stood up, gave a different idea, and said, okay, I will personify this idea. Big, small, doesn't matter. I'll personify it. I will change because they are a part of the universe and you are transformative. You transform everything. Every room you go into, the emotional temperature changes, good or bad. That's the point that I'm trying to make. The Commonwealth can only prosper if each of us becomes that type of a leader. We're transformative. So this idea of that we're talking about today being transformative. My job today is that by the end of this session, you'll know how to model transformation in your own life. When people look at you, they'll understand transformation. You'll be able to share it in ways that inspire others. You'll be able to embrace the risk that real change demands. It is risky, but you'll learn to embrace it. And you'll be able to sustain it so that the Commonwealth continues to grow stronger, generation after generation after generation after generation. That's the idea. That's why I'm sitting here. My name is Martin Williams. You know me. If you don't know me, you know I'm here to make sure that you discover, that you develop who you really are, and that you deploy yourself. Own yourself in this world. You know how I think. Own where you go, what you do in this world. That's your gift, but it's also your responsibility. Period, point blank, end of discussion. All right. So I want to break these down into several parts. The first part is transformation begins with you. Transformation is not out there. Transformation is in here. Transformation is not you changing me. Transformation is you changing yourself. Here's the principle. You cannot demand from others what you don't first demonstrate. I can't tell you to do something and expect you to do it, but I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it in my own life. I haven't done it in my own body. I haven't done it in my own business. I haven't done it in my own developing my capacity. You're the center of the Commonwealth, just like I'm the center of the Commonwealth. We all are, and all of us have to be working on ourselves to make it better for everyone. Everybody may not be listening to me, but you are, because this resonates with you, right? Okay, so let's get this done. The idea is very simple. I cannot demand from you what I'm not doing. Leadership is caught before it's taught. People catch leadership. It's not just the words, it's the actions, it's the personality, it's the attitude, it's the culture, it's the, I'm doing it because I believe that I'm doing it as a leader. And I know that when I make myself better as a leader, I make the Commonwealth better. I make my world better. I make the house I live in better. I make the block I live on better. I make the city I live in better. I make the state, the country, and the world better by me understanding that I am transformative. Changes everything. Here's a thought process. Think about a mirror versus a megaphone. What's the difference in a mirror and a megaphone? A megaphone amplifies words, but the mirror reflects reality. The megaphone can make your voice louder, but the mirror reflects what's really real. A loud voice may not even have a reflection. Wow. Just because someone has a loud voice doesn't mean that their reflection in the mirror shows strength, shows capacity, shows power. People follow mirrors more than they do megaphones. I said it. I know there are people out there who have more followers than you, supposedly. They have more influence, but here's the thing. The people who get things done are the people who are more like mirrors. When you look at their life, and I've had them in my life. I've had them in my life. My father, though he passed away young, my mother, well, at least when I was young, my mother who passed away too young, and I was too young. A couple of football, basketball coaches changed my life. Definitely pastors and people who understood the kingdom changed my life. I can see their faces. I can still hear their voices because it wasn't what they said. It was how they lived. I know a lot of loudmouths. I know a lot of people who had a lot of followers. They were popular, whether they were athletes I played with or people I went to church with or people I did business with. They were loud, but those aren't the folks I remember what they said. I remember some people I remember when they were talking to me, where we were, the smell in the air. I remember the clothes they had on because they were a mirror of who I wanted to be like. Maybe some of you have not been to South Africa. Maybe you've not been to the prison that Mr. Mandela was in for 27 years. I've been to that prison in South Africa. I've been to that island. I stood in his cell. I got to stand in his cell for 10 minutes. How could he have done it for 27 years? I have no idea, except he became a transformative person. He didn't just preach about reconciliation. He modeled it. He forgave. He forgave for 27 years, came out of prison and led by president the people who put him into prison. His personal change became a national, then an international picture. It was a shift. The entire world shifted because of the one man who was in prison. You, my friend, I have to believe, you're the center of the Commonwealth because you too can shift a nation. You can shift a city. You can shift an idea. Do you agree with me? Put it in the chat if you agree. Put it in the responses if you agree that you are really here to help to shift the entire world. And maybe it's just your world and your family where you live, but you have a commitment to doing that. Am I making sense? Here's a great example of Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz, if you've never read about him, he was the CEO of Starbucks. He modeled his brand from servant leadership by focusing on people before he focused on the product or the profits. Hear me? Good. He focused on the people, not the products or the profits first. Let's deal with people. Let's deal with the people we hire. Let's deal with the culture that we're trying to create. Let's deal with the people who are coming drink coffee from us. What are they going to feel when they come in? That posture transformed coffee from a commodity to a culture. He did it. Howard Schultz. I believe and know you can do the same. I want you to apply this though. Ask yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. Where do I need to become the change I want to see? Where in my life what's the one big thing in my life that I should change right now? What's the one thing you should change right now? Because that change is what you want to see in the world. Watch yourself now. Martin, how do I change right now? What do I change in me right now? Because I want to see it in the world. Because as soon as I change myself into that, I become a mirror for the world to see. Now they can see it, feel it, have a conversation with it. Does that make sense? So what personal change do you need to make right now and model to the world? Drop it in the comments. Tell people about it so that now you're out there, right? You've gone public. You've presented yourself and put yourself at risk. Fine. Let people say what they got to say. Say what you got to say. That's what makes sense. Now, in order for you not to miss anything I'm doing, you have to not just like this, you need to subscribe. Go ahead and hit the button right now. Subscribe to this channel. Make sure you're part of the movement that we're making. Comment, subscribe, if you can, share with other people. All right?